I love this car seat. And why do I love this car seat? Because it rotates in the car. It is fantastic. This is one of the best turning, rotating car seats that you can put your infants in. I love that it rotates. I love that it's easy to install. To install it, there's a button here in the front, lifts up the seat. You can take your seat belt or your latch. You can run it through down there, locks it in place. So I'll show you how to do that with the car seat real quick. So we're just gonna thread it through. Give ourselves enough slack to get through all the way. And once we do that, we'll lock it in place once we plug it into the seat belt. So I've got my seat belt right here. A little bit more slack. Lock it in place. Make sure that your seat belt is nice and flat all the way through. Push that down to lock it in place. Tighten your seat belt on the side. Put it in place. Now it's locked. You can also use the tether in the back to tether it to the floor or to wherever you need to tether it to, depending on where your tether is. For front facing, bear in mind that you won't be able to rotate anymore because the back will be tethered here in order to lock it in place, and I'll show you how that works real quick. So we're going to undo that and lift the seat up again, pull that lock out, push that back in, do this, rotate it all the way around. Now it's front facing. You want to make sure this back plate right here always facing the back of the seat. So to give you yourself more space to give yourself more space to work with here on this front facing version, I'm going to lift that all the way up. You're going to lift this padding up, get this out of the way. This is where you're going to lock in the seat belt at. So we're going to take it, we're going to thread it through the orange. Give myself plenty of slack here. So it's just going to go right through the orange, all the way through, out to the other side. And give myself plenty of slack. Put it in the seat belt. Once that's in place and the seat belt is locked, I'm going to make sure that my seat belt here is nice and flat and that it's lined up. And then once that's lined up properly, I'm just going to lock that in place. I'm going to tighten that up. So now I can't move it more than an inch. So I'm good. You can pull this back down. Pull these back around the seat belt. And then I can go take the tether and put that on the back. So I'm going to take the tether, I'm going to put it through the headrest, and we'll see you at the back of the trunk. Yeah. So when you're doing the tether, you want to make sure you find the one that matches for this seat, and you're going to tighten that as much as you can. That way it's nice and snug. It's not going to move anywhere. You can throw the excess slack somewhere else. And if you have a tether that has pieces that lock in place, if it'll lock in place still, you can push that up and it'll do that. All of these covers come off. There's nice Velcro here. It comes with an infant insert as well if you want to use that for your younger kids. The padding is pretty comfortable, decent thickness to it, good straps, 5-point harness, headrest, adjusts to 10 different height levels for your growing kids. So we have 4 different recline modes. We have 1 for booster and we have 3 for both rear facing and front facing. If you're in rear facing mode, you'll go to number 2 first. If you're in front facing mode, you'll go to number 4 first. And that'll do that recline modes because it'll be the opposite. So, that being said, this is the Graco Turn to Me. Wonderful car seat. We love it. I love it. My daughter loves it because it's nice to be able to turn it when they're infants and get them used to the whole car seat perspective.